Dr. Pack Show. And if you're wondering, what the heck am I doing behind camera, I am actually wondering that myself. But I'm here with a couple of ladies that are going to fill in the blanks for me and everyone else. When we think about our lives and we think about what epic living is, ask yourself this question. Are you living an epic life? Do you even have a sense of what that is? That's what Epic Living TV is all about. This is the first. We're thrilled to be launching it from one of the largest women shows in the Pacific Northwest, the Northwest Women's Show. And some folks have been gracious enough to get a hold of us and join us here today. Cara Walter is joining us along with Tracie Gore. And what I love is, I love what they stand for. I love the fact that their topic, what they're bringing here, you go girl. You go girl. And you go girls. All of y'all go. And that's what that's about. Cara, Tracie, thank you both for joining me here today.
Thank you for having us.
I want to ask each of you a question about epic living. This is an idea that came to me not too long ago. And, I've been doing the show for 10 years. And, somewhere along the line, I realized I wasn't living an epic life. So here you are at the Northwest Women's Show. Cara, I'm going to ask you first. What is it about your life's journey, some of the obstacles that you had to get by, overcome, so that you can live an epic life?
Yeah. There's been quite a few. I grew up in a home with an alcoholic father, and so life was just a little bit challenging. I had some emotional abuse as a child, and you have a lot of things to overcome. When I was about 19, I decided to drive under the influence and run into a telephone pole and tore my knee in half, and I still wear a brace.
Wow.
But as time went on, the beautiful thing, frankly, is I got to know who God is. And once I knew that I had a Savior who absolutely loved me for who I am, despite of everything that I could possibly do, and that no matter wherever I would go from then on, that I would be loved and forgiven, and that my life mattered. And so from that point on, it became all about letting other women know, no matter where you have been, no matter what you have been through, you are beautiful and you are loved and your life has a real purpose.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. You and I have very similar backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? Not my dad, my mom. And something happened at 19 to all of us. I mean, I don't know. I think I was taken over by my evil twin back then. Thank you for sharing that. Tracie, how about you?
Wow, so
You're super happy today, aren't you? You're
really
like super happy
today. How can you not be?
I know.
It's amazing.
It is amazing.
But yeah, I had a hard life growing up too. I made some really bad choices, and in college looked for love in all the wrong places, and did all those sorts of things. I recently, the most recent thing in my life, the biggest obstacle is that I just recently went through a divorce.
You went through a divorce?
Married 22 years, and
yes.
It's been really, really recent.
Yes.
On the other hand, I know that we go through things for a reason.
Yeah.
And it is to help other people through it. I think that's what epic living is.
Yeah.
Is you don't go through things just because. You go through it to learn from it and to help other people along the way, and that's what You Go Girl's all about.
I love that, because I love what both of you do with that. If we're not going to be here to help other women, given our own journey, our own stories, and what we've gone through, then you have to ask yourself, are you at least helping yourself? Cara, I want to ask you a question about your life. What have you learned about your own journey and how to love yourself?
I think the biggest thing that I've learned along the way is that we really are not the gods of our own life.
No kidding.
And whenever we try to take that on, I've made so many mistakes. Right and sideways. I've hurt others. I've hurt myself. I've been hurt by others. But when we learn that there is a God for me who loves me, as I am, it just lets so many other things, go by the wayside. It's not about beating yourself up. It's not about saying, oh my gosh, look at all the mistakes I'm making. It's about saying, you know what, day by day, thanks to God, I get better, and I help more, and I'm a different woman today than I was yesterday. Right? And at 50, I just turned 50 in December.
Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you.
December, early in December or later?
Late, 23rd.
Little Capricorn.
Yeah, that would be me.
Little Sagittarius.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You're in the sandwich now.
I know.
You're in that sandwich.
I am. Some of it's rubbing off. I can feel it. No, but it's just, it's like Tracie's saying too, we're on this planet for a reason. And so many women, I think, do feel so isolated when things happen to them or whatever they're going through. And whenever we just stop and share, we have women who, because we perform, we have women who will come out and say, that piece you did about this, that's my life up there. That's what I'm going through.
Right.
And to be able to hear that, you're not alone.
That's right.
And that you'll get through this.
That's right.
And that as women, we can come together instead of compete.
Yeah. I don't know of any women that are in notoriety of any kind, actually, that I could think of, have gotten to where they are without collaboration and cooperation.
Right.
But like you, understanding what my God is, a benevolent God, my higher power, I believe I am governed by the laws of God, and it has helped me. And I love talking about it because it's not about a God that somebody tells us. It's the God that you understand for yourself in whatever life you come through and decide that. You can go through and, as I have done, and study scriptures and go through so many things, but you have to embody what that really means and then show up in life as love, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't that what you're referring to? You've got to show up as love.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, God calls us to love.
Yeah.
And if we go through this life just selfishly for ourselves, I mean, what good is it?
Right.
It's easy to do that. That's what society wants
It
us
is
to
easy
do.
to do it.
It is. But you have to look at what's been given to you, to us. In our case, it's Jesus, what he did for us.
Yeah.
And then you just give it back.
Yeah.
And you can't sit on it and hold it for yourself.
I don't know.
Yeah. So and it's exciting when you do. You just get to bless other people. So.
Well, I'm really struck by both of you. I mean, the thing that I recall is one of the first things I learned was about greater things than these you shall do. Not a select handful of people. All of us.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think? How can we best, and let's talk about this, how can we best show up in the spirit of things? And that's what epic living is about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not talking about playing small or, the idea of playing not to lose is not playing to win.
Right.
So what can we take away from people? What would you like to say to them to help them?
Right. Well, personally, I think people look at this and think, well, I'll never be on TV, I'll never be on radio, I have nothing to share, nothing to offer, right?
Right.
But you know what, to everybody out there, wherever you're at, wherever your sphere of influence is, it could be your home, it could be with your children,
That's right.
your neighbors, someone in the grocery store line.
Mm-hmm.
Just start there. It doesn't need to be huge. Just say hello to somebody who looks down and out. Just offer a smile to somebody. You may not feel like smiling at the time,
Right.
but when you do, then it becomes easier and easier, and you're just sharing the love right where you're at. You don't need a platform necessarily all the time. I think that releases people from feeling like they have nothing to offer.
Exactly.
They do.
Yeah, it's not, one of the things that we're struck by is that it's not just when I'm on air, whether you're on air 10 hours a week, 5 hours a week. It's what are you like when you're not on air,
Right.
when you're not behind the camera.
Yeah.
Are you shouting at Jessica or Moon, or are they shouting at you? Or,
Well, I can't say I don't. Like, I shout.
I was just going to say we do have a little bit of a
I
moment
have
when
children,
we do
okay,
that.
so that's reality. But
Cara, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was also going to say, I think it's okay to show up messy.
Messy.
I think there's so many times we think we have to have it all together before we show up.
I know.
And
They were watching my hair and the
and
mascara
the
whole
makeup.
thing.
And I think the bottom line is really just, are you willing to just say, you know what, I'm real. You're real. Can't we just support each other where we are and help each other to the next step, whatever that is, right?
Well, I want to thank you, ladies, and I know you're very busy here, but before we leave, I want to ask you each a question, and then please provide everybody with your information, your websites, and so forth. What's your personal message? What would you each like to leave everyone with here today, Cara?
That you have a purpose, that you are loved, that you are on this planet for a reason, and may you have an epic life and love everybody you come in contact with.
Thank you. How about you, Tracie?
that life is hard. We all go through crap. And no matter what you go through, you're going to be okay. You have a bright future. There's hope. Believe God says it, and just be excited for what your future holds, and it'll be great. You'll be okay.
Thank you both. Thank you for bringing such a powerful message to the forefront. You know, I remember a time when it wasn't politically correct to talk about God. I mean, especially as women.
Right.
You know, and what I love is the fact that not only can we do it, but we can live it. And I'm very grateful for the free world we live in.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Would you let folks know how they could get a hold of you, your websites, please?
Yeah, well, we're Drawing Water, and you can find us at drawingwater.org.
Right.
We also have a Facebook page, Drawing Water. It's pretty easy to find. And
Yeah.
we'd love to hear from you. Email us or Facebook us and let us know you're there.
And let us encourage you.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you, Dr.
And I
Pat.
can't
Thank you,
wait to
Dr.
come
Pat.
over and chat with you.
Oh,
some more.
yeah, that's awesome.
We'll come over to your booth and we'll get some other things.
There you go. Thank you.
I want to tell everybody here that you also work with individuals, and they should know how you do work with folks and how you help others, and that they can find on your website, right?
You can, absolutely.
Yeah, so we actually, the theme of this weekend is You Go Girl. And
You go, girl.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
Encouraging women to go, to get unstuck, to find healing, to move forward in things in their life. We also go to women in shelters and prisons and
Yes.
encourage them that life is not over.
Right.
You may be in a place where you didn't expect to be, but there's a future and you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. If we can only relive age 19, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I'm in a much better place now than I was then. So I wouldn't go back.
Thank you.
I know,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Thank you both for joining me here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.